Oh, wow.
What is up?
We got sound. Looks like we got sound on mine.
Got it.
Turn it on.
It's on.
Sound.
Check.
Check.
Yo, way. I don't know. Probably hear me through yours or through the computer. Either way.
Well, no, I got it set on. All right. Well,
Yo.
check. Got to hold it kind of close, but it looks
All right.
like it's picking up.
Yeah.
So,
What's up, buddy?
what's up, man?
First live stream. Got some bugs to work out, but we'll get it.
We will get it real quick.
Yep. For sure. So while you're getting situated, what's going on in the world today?
Oh, not much.
Oh, you don't think?
Not a whole lot.
I mean, probably a whole lot. Maybe makes it a little bit.
So it's our first live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is everybody having a good time?
Apparently.
Yeah.
In front of our live studio audience of two. Woo,
Woo. So anyway,
what are we talking about today?
well, Texas planes colliding. That was sad. I'm not going to show footage of it.
Yeah,
That was
unfortunate, man.
That was horrific.
That was definitely unfortunate.
Um,
Thing is, in this day and age, like, how does that stuff even happen? You know what I mean? Like, it has to be human error.
So
I mean, because it's obvious.
I've uploaded last week's episode twice, but it's not on the.
Oh, okay.
So either they're just still looking at it, or
right.
motherfucker.
Well, two motherfuckers from Tissonville.
I'll do it again.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure they want to double check it.
It's probably just a Wi-Fi.
It might be that too. Gotta love that.
But
yeah. So
how you feeling about the elections?
Man, we spoke about this briefly off camera, but I don't have confidence in any election that takes a week to count. I'm sorry, I just don't. And there's still 28 races undecided right now.
It's sketchy,
you know
at
what
best.
I mean? And I feel like our elected officials need to do better to give us confidence that these elections are fair and they are providing the outcome that we as American citizens expect.
Right.
And I'm for one, and I'm sure there are others, but I'm not gonna speak for anybody else, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm not gonna abide by the results of the election. You know what I mean? But there's just too many unanswered questions and nobody wants to answer the questions.
Well, I mean,
so that's just.
Carrie Lake is still adamant she's going to win.
It don't look like it.
It doesn't. She's still very adamant. Very adamant.
It don't look like it. And
the tone of the people before the election versus the results of the election and the tone of the people after the election doesn't seem to match. But we are in a red state.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you see all this news coverage of the elections, this, that, and the third, but it doesn't really seem to affect us because we're in a super red state.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, I get it. that you elect state level leaders in order to change the things that you want to see changed in your local area. So as realistically, in a smaller picture kind of way, as long as we stay red, then I'm okay with it. It's not going to really affect me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But as soon as if our state goes back to blue and they start enacting policies that go against me, then we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there.
Right.
You know what I mean? But as an American citizen, I feel like it's my duty to vote. So I'm going to continue to vote. But honestly, I don't have confidence in any state that takes longer than 24 hours to count ballots.
Right.
I mean, dude, I just don't get it. And it's not like other states aren't doing it.
Right.
I mean, Texas, red state, dude, we knew who was in control of the governorship at like midnight. We knew Governor Abbott got reelected that night. We knew Ron DeSantis was reelected that night. Both of those states have way more people, way more ballots to count than Arizona and Nevada combined.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when you need a week to count 17 million ballots, that sounds fishy to me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And the fact that poll workers are saying that over there in the corner are a bunch of ballots they just don't want to count. I
haven't heard anything like that this election cycle. I did hear all about the ballots and the boxes and stuff during the last election cycle, ironically in like Maricopa County.
Again in Maricopa County.
So no, I'm not going to sit here and say they're cheating. You don't have enough evidence to say they're cheating yet.
The guy in Nevada just said that it is unacceptable. He said, this is unacceptable. Over the area that didn't hire anybody. What the?
Right, because she forgot.
It
gets funnier. We talked about this last
week.
Yeah.
It's
still funny, right? You just forgot.
I just want to scream at the wall.
Like, I wonder if we forgot to pay taxes, if that would be an acceptable.
Right. Oh yeah, my bad. Now I can see the screen.
Yeah, that looks a little bit better.
It does. I wish somebody would sign on so we could check our sound.
Well, we can watch this later and
yeah,
it is what it is. It's the first live stream, so
might have to go back to our old cameras.
Got some bugs to work out. I don't know. That camera's fine. Really.
I mean, not our old cameras, our old microphones. No, this is a decent camera, man. It's an HD.
Yeah, it looks like it's a good picture.
I binged a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like it's a good picture.
My question is, can I change the microphone? Like, how good is that microphone?
I mean, we're about
is
to find
it too
out.
Late?
We're about to find out.
No, because we're on this microphone.
You can end this live stream right now and watch it and see what it sounds like, and then we'll know. You know what I mean?
We can add some background music later.
We can do all kinds of cool shit later.
Here we go. Nope. Can't change the microphone settings.
Yeah, I would say it's that microphone that we're kind of speaking at, because even if you hold this up right here.
No. It's this one.
No.
And I think if you talk loud enough, it'll pick up.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
I think we're doing all right.
Too, right here.
Yeah, they're not bad.
Pretty good sound quality before on the last few audio streams.
Right.
Whatever they were.
So crazy stuff in the world. Yeah, but
yeah. What's
no, back to. So what do you think? Just call the ball. I'll say something's fishy. You think they're cheating?
No, I don't think you can say they're cheating, but something's not right. Prior to 2016, we had election results the night of. Like something's not right.
Yeah.
This has never been a problem before Donald Trump got elected to office. What
Right.
happened after 2016? Can you say it was COVID and the mail-in ballots? Is that
No,
valid?
not in 2016.
Right. No, 2016 was the last election that we knew.
Yeah.
You know, when I think it was first thing the next morning, and they might have announced sometime that night.
Yeah, because we were upset in 2020.
I woke up in 2016 to Donald Trump being the president. So I knew the very next day. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was the last election that I remember that had an overnight result.
Right.
So what happened after 2016 to where we can't have those same results? Because I feel sort of the same way you do about that. The longer you're holding those ballots, the more room for error there is, whether it's intentional or not. The longer you hold those ballots, the more room for error.
Why don't poll workers have referee powers? Now, hear me out. So you hear stories that are like, whether it's true or false, you hear stories like, hey, in this county, the machine that the ballots it couldn't tabulate, it put in this side of the drawer, and the ballots it could tabulate, it put in this side of the drawer. But when they pulled the drawer out, they pulled the separator out. Okay. So that means that the non-tabulated and tabulated mixed together. So these won't ever be tabulated because they wouldn't tabulate. There's something wrong with them. So even when they go to count them again, they won't get counted. So my question is this: forget all that headache, because that's a headache to try to figure out, what exactly their jobs are in the polls. But why can't a poll worker be like blow a whistle? Give them whistles. Blow a whistle. Hey, fishy shit over here. You know what I mean? Like when they came up to him the last time in 2020 and said, "Hey, it's late. All you Republican workers can go home." Yo, why are they telling just the Republican workers to go home? Like,
but even still, like, no one. I mean, I know there was election deniers, mostly on the Democrat side, all the way back in the 2000 when Al Gore challenged the presidential election.
Right.
And it goes way back. But I mean, as a general rule, when you announce the election results the night of or sometime overnight, that gives the people a sense of security. Like, they got this shit done quick. We got the results, and now we're going to announce those results, and now we're going to recount just to make sure.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just to make sure. But we've announced that this is the winner. If something happens in the next week or so while we're recounting, then so be it. But as of right now, this is the fucking winner.
Right.
And that's the thing that gets me, is like, why does it take so long? What's going on? What's going on?
Why? Yeah. Why is there any fishing?
Where are these ballots? Where are they being secured? It's been 7 days. Well, 6 days.
It turns out that through the early voting laws, this was according to something I seen the other day. According to early voting laws, this gives Democrats time to get deep into the areas where people don't really vote. They're so poor they don't vote. They're on that level. They just don't. A lot of elderly, they can't get out to vote. They get into these areas and they collect these votes. They get them early. They send teams out
that's exactly my point. If they made it legal, then that's legal to do. You know what I mean? And I'm not, I'm not even questioning that.
No.
I'm
If you,
saying,
if you
give me $17 million bills and just dump them in a room and tell me to count them by my fucking self, I promise you I'm counting them motherfuckers in less than 24 hours. Stop fucking playing with my emotions.
all 16 million,
All of them. Every motherfucking dollar. I'm counting all of them.
all 16,500,000.
Every fucking one of them. 24 hours. Because all I need is a couple stacks of 10,000 and I need to get to 10,000 once. And I'll be at 16 million before you fucking know it. Me, by myself. This is a whole team of counters. Like,
some of them are rural.
I don't give a shit. If you really want to tell the people that elections are safe and secure, give me a result that fucking night. Tell me you've been to where working.
Right.
You know
Right. Man.
But anyway, don't want to spend this whole conversation on elections.
No, it's a headache.
It is.
It's a headache.
But I'm still going to vote, and I'm going to maintain my right to complain.
Biden is meeting with Z today, but we'll hear about that later.
I can't. Nothing good can come of that. I think, I don't have faith in Biden, like putting on a strong front, and you have to.
Oh yeah,
He's already showed how weak he is.
They've already made a comment about him, and he hasn't shown strength in China. But he won't.
Not at all.
He won't.
He didn't show any strength in Saudi Arabia. He showed no diplomacy at all trying to deal with Russia. Like, it's just give weapons to Ukraine. There's no diplomacy. There's no, that I know of, there's no conversations with Russia to try to figure out a way to stop killing innocent fucking people.
Marjorie Taylor Greene jumped up as soon as she won the election. She was like, now we are going to investigate every dollar that we have sent to the Ukraine. Because apparently it turns out that they're sending the money to this company in the Ukraine, and the Ukraine's investing millions and millions of dollars into the DNC.
Yeah.
Woo!
That happens.
Can you believe that?
Kind of like I think it was like $60 million or something like that. It was donated to Black Lives Matter. Like, no one knows where that money is now.
You didn't see the $50 million house she bought?
Oh, it wasn't 50, but yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I think it's like right next
She
to
bought 3 properties.
But it's in a white neighborhood. Because, like, it's in a white gated neighborhood at that. But you can't make that shit up.
What are we doing, man?
We are doing nothing. I'm laughing at whoever gave $1.
We need some oranges and a couple banana peels, and we need to fuel up the flux capacitor and get back to the right 1984.
Apparently, we fell into a warp zone somewhere.
Dude.
And I think it happened somewhere around 2008. It seems to be when things got weird.
Dude. Yeah, we're so screwed.
Well, let's hope not. In the meantime, I'm gonna focus on trying to prepare myself for whatever comes.
So, I know reading, watching YouTube videos, the Euphrates is drying up.
I heard that, and I watched this YouTube video on how that's connected to the end of the world and the 7 angels and blah blah blah.
Literally, that's where they claim
the Euphrates is what's keeping the angels in hell or something.
That's where the angels were entombed, and
apparently it was prophesied that when the river dries up is when the angels can be released from their bond. sons or something. Yeah, I roughly know the story that you're talking about, but details I don't really know much about.
Yeah, so
I was watching. There was a few weeks ago we had a quick conversation about the Mississippi River going dry, and then no sooner than a few days later, I watched a video that said that's just some bullshit because parts of it go dry every year,
right.
and people that know the Mississippi River know the parts to avoid. So I was like, that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's good when you hear something on TikTok or YouTube and you think, wow, that's interesting. And then you hear someone debunk that shit. I think that's always it. That's fun.
Right. So yeah. Yeah, I love when things get debunked. I'm not I like that's the best thing about conspiracy theories is finding out if they're true or not.
Yeah, I mean,
I've watched people invest a lot into a conspiracy theory to not come true. Hell, I've been guilty of it. Maybe once.
I never was the one to really get into conspiracy theories. You know what I mean? Like, there was there was a couple that I got into briefly when I was younger about the possible, CIA connection to JFK and, things like that. Stuff that we probably already know, but no one really says out loud.
Have you seen the new theory about the lady with the camera on the side of the road, and they believe that the camera had a gun in it, and she could have been the gunman on the knoll?
No.
Okay, so that's a new one. We don't have. I don't have time to.
The most recent one I heard was President Nixon, President Bush, and President Bush Jr. were all present that day in one capacity or another. And shortly after JFK's assassination, can't speak today.
Right after they did that thing.
Right, shortly after that, I believe, like I said, I don't really get the details right, but I hear the stories, and I believe it was George Bush and Richard Nixon that started the CIA, if I'm not mistaken. So, and then son George Bush was a CIA agent also.
Yep.
And they covered his CIA service up with Air Force pilot service. And he actually did fly a plane, but he was a CIA agent.
Right.
Technically wasn't a pilot.
Right. Every now and then he had to go do some National Guard flight time.
And you know what? Just because we're on YouTube and people might watch this, I didn't look up none of that shit. So feel free to fact check the shit out of that because that's just shit I hear.
This is pure opinion speculation.
Yeah. It's long past. It's fun to talk about. None of that shit might be true, but
yeah, they
oh, is this the
George Bush's code name, by the way, was Wolfman.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's like the Bob Dylan did that song called Wolfman. And it's about the assassination of JFK. Him being involved. So have you never heard this song?
No.
Check it out later. It's a really good tune. I don't want to get sued, so I won't play it.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, man, back onto that Euphrates. Check this out. So Euphrates is
7 minutes long, so hopefully you can get
we will
the
skim.
highlights.
We will skim.
I know there's a whole bunch of ancient shit being, the water levels are at an all-time low, this and that and the other. But as far as it's going dry, or is this just a routine cycle? I'm not really one to understand. Because apparently the river was this low at one point, or these tombs, these caves and villages wouldn't be here.
Well, yeah, they're finding villages and wells, but not every, but several religions have. This video doesn't even show it. I feel like a jerk. Um, like, according to the Christians, when the Euphrates lowers, the angel blows its horn, and the entrapped angels will be released. Those angels are the angels that will break the seals and bring on the plagues and the winds and the waves and like those angels that they bring. You've seen them.
Yeah.
The seven signs. I'm sorry.
I'm totally
You've seen the seven signs.
Not religious at all.
Snap.
Yes, I know about the seven seals or the horsemen or whatever you call it.
So that's what the Christians believe. The Islam religion believes that when the Euphrates lowers, it will uncover a mountain of gold. Now, this could just mean a lost treasure, something, very valuable, but it could be a mineral that we don't have a lot of, so, a mountain of gold, and all of the countries will fight over it. That is really like their version of Armageddon, the Battle of Armageddon. Both religions believe that some big shit's going to go down right in that area.
I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah, so
I'm by far not educated on this. So
I'm not, but between that and the red cows showing back up in Israel, there's a lot of actual accurate prophecies going on right now. What's got my attention is all week religious leaders are meeting at Mount Sinai to write new climate change commandments.
New, as in there's already some.
They're going to.
We have climate commandments now.
Now what?
I don't know about. Am I breaking about 8 of these bitches? Because
I might not fully understand what I read.
My gas engine, does that make me the devil?
But I read it twice. And what it looked like it said was that they were going to add to the Ten Commandments with some climate change rules.
Okay. So, I already have a hard time believing anything that any religion says. I already have a hard time believing any of that shit. And you're going to sit here and tell me that some new people can just add to something that God said, supposedly?
That's what the Pope and the religious leaders of the world have decided.
There's nobody that can add to the commandments except God himself. And for that to happen, you need some more burning bush type shit.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like, no one's going to believe you yet. There's like 3 commandments that I only abide by now. I don't steal, I don't kill, and
that's what the guy said on Friday.
But I do want to fuck my neighbor, though. You know what I mean? So, am I an adulterer? No, because I haven't committed the act.
Oh, you're married.
But I covet my neighbor's belongings or some shit, right?
That's his wife.
Oh,
it's not a belonging. Your wife kind of belongs to you.
If you're a Christian or Islam, you're property, bro. You know what I mean?
If you live on this planet, you're property.
Yeah, Catholics aren't even allowed to use contraception. Oh, I know you have as many kids as you have. Every time you have sex, you're having kids.
But here's where we start hitting the wall. See, it's all of the people are starting to look for other answers, and it's not like they're leaving Christianity. It's like they're starting to see Nottingham. They're starting about 17th century. About the same time, maybe 14th or 15th, Dark Ages, Crusades time, when everybody was off doing the Crusades. You have several stories fitting this timeline. Both the story of Robin Hood and the story of Three Musketeers happened in the same era. In both of those stories, the cardinals had told the kings, you have power because God gives you power. Therefore, I am your connection to God. That's when the church took power. That is when the church took power. All the wars going on at that time were killing off anybody that was not part of the church. Now, you could say because they weren't Christians, but it was a specific church. The Protestants weren't right. The Puritans weren't running around killing Vikings. Right. Like, but in both countries. So you have the Vatican. The Vatican took power over the entire globe at that point because God gave the kings power. Therefore, they were their personal little Jafars.
Right. And because they were the king of whatever kingdom that they had, they could use that religion as a controlling interest over the peasants who only wanted to live in a secure place.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the kingdom provided them protection. So I don't believe that these people became Christians because they had some holy enlightenment. Hell no, they needed security. And this is the best way to get it.
Starving Marvin.
If I can farm and provide for my family and not have to be murdered by warring tribes that stumble through here, that's worth it. I'll say whatever the fuck you want me to say.
Right.
Praise Jesus.
Well, I mean,
or King James, or whoever we're praising this week.
On the same level, I mean, long before that, there were gods.
Yeah, I mean, your Thors and those are Greek gods that people actually believe. The god of sunshine, the god of love, the goddess of love. That's your very beginnings of religion right there.
Right.
And it goes all the way back. That goes way, way back.
You look like I'm 4 foot tall, man.
Yeah, man, this chair is insane, man. It's like, not too far.
That's just high. I guess I am 4 foot tall.
Yeah, the chair will fall here.
Guess I'll just accept it.
There it goes. See, look. The chair is an inch and a half every minute or two. It's like I was just all the way down second. Fucking chair.
So what else is going on with you? Yeah, no, they're meeting at Mount Sinai. I'm sorry. They're meeting at Mount Sinai to discuss the new commandments. And I feel like, hey, that's the most blasphemous thing I've ever heard. And B, again, Revelation. Oh no, it's not. I can't remember what. I don't want to quote because I'd have to look it up to actually quote. But the Bible actually does talk about in the end times they'll create a new one world religion.
See, I don't know that shit. I know when I was a kid, like we were raised Southern Baptist. Like as a kid, we went to church Wednesdays, Sundays, and Southern Baptist. It was all fire and brimstone. Like you better live your life the way God wants you to live, or you're going to fucking hell. I remember our preacher yelling at us and all kinds of shit.
Well, I forget who it was that said it, but I got to agree that if the only thing making you a good person is the belief of eternal damnation, then you're not really
been. So my grandfather, my dad's dad, was in Korea with one of his friends. His friend happened to be a chaplain. So they served in Korea together. When they came back to the States, my grandfather retired from the military. The chaplain continued to serve the military. And he rose to the rank of retired from the military. Like I said, they were lifelong friends, served in Korea and everything. So he became Uncle Bill. Uncle Bill, no blood relation at all. This man was 6'8". And after he retired from the military, he became a preacher of just a Baptist church, Mount Calvary Baptist Church down in Virginia.
Right.
And then we started going to his church because we considered it family, you know what I mean? And that's where I learned a lot about religion and the Bible and stuff like that. And then just fell out of it once Uncle Bill passed away.
Right.
Uncle Bill's actually buried in Arlington Cemetery. It's pretty fucking cool.
That's
cool. Relative. Well, not really. I just explained he's not really a relative, but he is.
Right.
My whole childhood was Uncle Bill. I never knew anything different. He's at Arlington National Cemetery.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it is super cool. I like going down there and just saying it. I know him. Oh, this thing, it's not working. Woo, my check. It's good. It's got to be this.
Check.
It's working good. I can't get a signal out of mine. Oh!
What the fuck?
I think it's that microphone and yours is taking dominance, maybe. But we might have to go back to the other microphones. We might. We'll figure it out. Once we end the stream, you can listen to it and then see what we need to do. Like I said, this is the first one.
Right.
We're just talking shit. Hopefully we'll get better at this and work all our bugs out.
You know what? Already plugged into a USB mic. And we know this bad boy is